Walk around the compound. Dun 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 dun.
Samson! Look at you, handsome devil, walking up here with your strut and your mane. Delightfulness, beauty, majesty. Look at you, big guy. And you're just going to keep on walking by. You're just going to walk by. You're not going to want to say hi. Oh, yeah. Stop. Oh, you're not going to follow me? See, I see how it is. How you bait. How you bait. To get me to move along. It's all about your ego and your pride. Isn't it, Sam? Isn't it? Okay, do I got the things all? Okay, I'm holding the phone correctly. Hello, and welcome to another wonderful, super duper exciting episode of the Walk Around the Compound webcast. It is me, Derek, again, and it is a special edition of the webcast because it is the 50th webcast, toot toot toot, that I'm actually going to be able, that I have done, not able to do. Anyway, look, I don't have that much time to be able to get done the things that I want to get done. A lot of you saw the Vine that I posted earlier this morning. Sam? A lot of you saw the Vine I posted of Taboola this morning, but that was asking, hey, I'm going to be doing a Q&A session for my 50th Walk Around the Compound webcast. Please send me your questions on Twitter with the hashtag AskBCD. And a lot of responses came in. I've got a bunch of responses. I've got 7 pages worth of responses that I printed off of the intertubes. Bonnie Boo. Bonnie Boo. You have some pretty snuffles. Your snuffles are adorable and beautiful. Okay, so basically, I'm just going to be reading off of this thing and I'm going to answer them to the best of my ability, but it's a lot of questions, so I'm going to have to go through this really quickly. So, here we go. First one, at Sue Lynn, BigCatDerek, at what age will you no longer consider it safe to hang out with the BBs? It's up to them, basically. Now, we were hanging out with Noel and Wally for a while, past their first birthday, and it's certainly not out of the question that we wouldn't be able to do that with the BBs. But the thing about it, though, is that, and Heidi's talked about her experience in the past where, sometimes you got to stop after only a few months, and then sometimes you can go a bit longer. So, again, it's up to them. At Rock Serenity, can you attempt an Australian accent, please? It's not going to be good, but I'm not going to do the 8-bake. The blooming onion from the 8-bake steakhouse. It sucks. It's not that good. But, here's a tiger. It's over there. Here's a bull right down here. Here's a Milo. Here's a leopard. Look at that bugger. You have enough bush tucker for a chavoo, alright? Okay. 1800, I hate you. Who's your favorite tiger? That's a loaded question. There's a lot of tigers that I like. Probably, maybe kind of Polly, because him and I are most alike. Let's see, and I really didn't vet these too much. Okay, at Kristen Mears, personality-wise, what species of cat is your favorite? Either lions or tigers. Some days I like lions better, some days I like tigers more. Tigers are a little bit more kind of fluid, and they're kind of more neurotic and everything, and playful, but lions, they're more direct and bulldozery and just kind of smash, and that's kind of cool. So some days one of the... Mew! Hi. Okay. Hold on. What's your favorite part of working with big cats? And that's going to be from at Amazing Kyla. Favorite part of working with big cats? I don't know, just the different little experiences that you get to have with them. It's really awesome. They are very emotive. They're very adorable, and they give a lot back. What you give to them. So I think that's pretty cool. The way that they look at you, just their strength and their power and their things. I think that's the interactivity and the emotionality that they display is very special. Danya, what are you doing? I saw you getting with your Pete's. We're probably not going to be able to get through these questions. Oh, this may have to be a multi-parter. This may have to be a multi-parter webcast so that I can get through some of these questions. Okay. Wind At DJ Seville, do you ever try to get vines of Baggy's Pete's? Or is it just the Biff cats also tell Yano I said, moo for me, please? Okay, Biff, Digivision3 says moo. Well, he says moo back. Okay, at Artistic Block. Zoom, focus. Will the BBs ever recognize Noe and Wally as their parents after being separated so young? Probably not. Probably not. Just because the separation has taken place for so long, I doubtful. At Polls Portray, what inspired you to want to work with big cats? I mean, look at them. They're great. I mean, look at, come on. Wouldn't that inspire you? Jeez. I love these animals ever since I was a little kid. So I had an opportunity to work with them, and I took it. At Meg Milford 33, would you all willingly breed your cats if the need arose for it, or all the cats fixed? Generally speaking, if we have multiple cats living in shared accommodations, males and females, they are fixed. We don't want to have any sort of crazy surprises, kind of like what happened with Noe and Wally, even though that was more of a medical anomaly, so that just surprised everyone. Yeah, we don't want to, you know, do any sort of thing like that. But if we had to, would we? I think that we would. I do think that we would. Hi, Clyde. But that's further on down the road kind of stuff, and that's very speculative type things. But then you also have to think, like, a lot of these animals are getting older, so the window of opportunity to do something like that, if we had to do any sort of, like, species preservation, genetic, whatever, you know, the window is closing. Our animals are getting old. But, yeah. Okay. How many cats? At Lexi Lee 0488, how many cats can you hold at care at max capacity? There was a time long ago when I was working here where we had about 56 cats. We had a lot of cats living multiply in enclosures. We had more like 3 cat pens and 4 cat pens and stuff like that. But it's just over time, you know, cats have passed and they've gotten older. Okay. Kiss Mugrets at Queen Tut 87. What enclosure will the BBs eventually go in? We are going to be constructing an entirely new enclosure specifically for the BBs. Hello, Miss Crazy Pants. Mr. Crazy Pants. Dr. Bill came and took a look at Levi because he's still been having trouble with eating, still having trouble not maintaining proper weight. And basically we're giving him a very powerful regimen of new antibiotics that are a lot smaller. So the food that he does willingly ingest, he's going to be able to get that medicine in just in little doses. But it packs a big punch. Okay, why do Ace and Levi hate men so much? I don't know. You got to ask them. At Lexi Lee 0488. Or that's at Queen Tut 87, whatever. At the other Aaron 11, what degree should someone study in college if they want to work with big cats, either at a rescue or at a zoo? Now, there is no, you know, working with lions 101 or working with tigers 101 class in college. I'm sure that it would be very popular if that were offered in some of the curriculum, but I mean, if you want, like a lot of our interns, they have, you know, various degrees. They have conservation ecology. They have psychology degrees oftentimes to be animal behaviorists. They have biology degrees. So that's probably a good place to start if you're actually looking to get into this world. Me specifically, I didn't go to college for any of this. It comes as a surprise, I know, to a lot of people. They, you know, oh my gosh, what classes? I just came here. I just showed up. I started working. That's basically it. I'm a townie. I'm a townie from a small town, Wisconsin. I was trained as a meteorologist, but never actually went to a prestigious 4-year institution. Never did. So, yep. Milo. What's the sweetest moment you've had with one of the cats? That moment right there, even though I kind of trampled on it with my words. I don't know, one of the more memorable, kind of sweeter moments that I had with some of the cats was maybe the last time I was able to go in with Moali, and he, you know, he sat like with his back, like right in like the crook of my legs, and I was scratching on his belly, on his tummy, and I was just smooching on him, and he was just cuddled up with me, and I may or may not have shed a tear something like that, because it was going to be the last time. So I remember that one a lot. Let's see. At Devilland117 has Big Cat ever gotten out of their enclosure? Have there been any close encounters? Luckily, we've never had any escapes from the compound, so that's a good thing. Knock on wood. But yeah, there's close encounters. I mean, you work with big cats. I mean, you're people. You work with individuals and humans who have an inherent. They have inherent flaws. We're fallible individuals. We make mistakes. That's why we actually work with redundant security. We have multiple people doing cleaning crew type stuff. It's not just a one-person endeavor. So that's really important. What is your favorite big cat or do a strong? Oh, so that was the question. That's a reason for at Peace Loves ASL 123. Who is your favorite big cat, or which do you have the strongest bond with? Again, I like kind of Polly simply because he's a lot like me, but probably the strongest bond that I have is going to be with Mawali. So yeah, my little Wawa. Gel. Being an animal caretaker is what I love to do, and it's very rewarding. What's the most rewarding part of your job? I kind of talked about that before. Keys of Hines, at Keys of Hines. At Shack Attack. At Shack Attack. I know Heidi founded care. What kind of experiences, schooling did she have before deciding to establish it? Hi, Rich. Hi, Denise. Some of our more intrepid volunteers. And Noella is over there, back there. Hi. They're cleaning the enclosures today, so that's a big task, having to clean the enclosures. But as far as Heidi, you know, I can't do her story justice in the amount of time. It would take every single webcast that I've ever done to adequately, for her to adequately tell. I mean, the story, she could write books. Some of the things that she's experienced and everything that she's gone through in building this place, it's amazing. Now, a lot of people, they say like, oh my gosh, Derek, you're so amazing. And oh my gosh, Derek, I'm so inspired by you. One thing you got to realize, I'm inspired by her. I mean, and that's the truth. Absolutely. Noelle. Noe. Hi, Sugar Pie. Hello. Okay, moving on. When Yano moves, what is he trying to say? At button_pixie. I don't know. At Clum Curry, of all the tigers, which are the biggest? How much would you say they weigh? Zeus and Chompers and Conopoli probably our biggest tigers. So yeah, I mean, like they certainly don't weigh as much now because, I mean, you know, all the cats are getting older. So I would say that in their heyday, in their prime, Chompers especially probably weighed, you know, in excess of 700 pounds. He's a big boy. Okay, what's your favorite memory from working at care? Kind of talked about that. What's been your scariest moment working with the cats, and what's your favorite food to prep? I'll talk about scary moments later. Favorite food to prep? We only have the two. That's going to be cows and horses. So I will say that probably out of those two, it's easier to work with horses. It's easier to, you know, cows are more sinewy and they have thicker hide and skin, and it's just more logistically difficult, I will say. Hey. Okay, what is the one thing people do on tours that you tell them not to do, but they do it anyway? At I'm Kendall Wilson. Honestly, people on tours are great. They come and then they follow the rules and they don't. Sometimes you'll get people that just get too close to the cats. Usually if you tell them just like, hey, don't do that, you know, and you know, I'm a 6'2", 240-pound guy, and it's like, hey, don't do that. And then people are just like, oh, you know, or it's like, I don't want to upset BigCatDerek, and it's like, that's right, you don't. So, at Kendall Wilson, do you ever wish you could snuggle all the cats? Yes, I do. At Green819990, in case of severe weather, tornado, flood, how would you take care of the cats? Again, going back to the story of Heidi's crazy stories, there actually was a long time ago, years ago, a tornado that came through, didn't tear any of the enclosures out. It was a weak tornado, but luckily these you know, it proved that these enclosures are built relatively stout, so that's a good thing. One of the biggest things that we'd have to worry about, honestly, are trees that would get uprooted and then possibly land on some of the metal structures. But no, there are, you know, a lot of contingency plans that we do have, and that's one of the reasons why you have to have, like, you know, perimeters around the compound and around the perimeters and stuff like that, and those are a lot of different, like, USDA requirements, which that's who we're you know, governed by, is the USDA. What is the history of the compound? How did you guys become what you guys are? Oh boy, that's a really, I'd have to take a really long time to answer that question. So sorry, Dylan Tobin, but we're gonna, you know, skip that one. What inspired you to start working with Big Cats? Rasmus Erickson, Big Cat Rasmus. Again, look at these guys. They're beautiful. At the Violet Vapor, what made you decide to make Luca the comedian? The Violet Vapor, if you knew Luca, you would understand. He is what they call a feces head, but just replace feces with another word. I have the papers, and this is, I'm gonna run out of time. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to record more of this, or if I have to delete more things off of my phone's hard drive. And I was like transferring a bunch of files into, because I take so many videos and I take so many pictures, so my phone fills up quickly. And I got through about 4 pages of questions, and I'm gonna stop this video, and hopefully I have more time to be able to answer more. So hopefully I see you here in just a couple seconds.
Hello, my darling. You are so beautiful. I must give you smooches. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Okay, and we're back, and I switched all of the storage on my phone to load up into my phone's memory card, so I'm going to have to do a little bit of kung fu when it comes to transferring these files, but I should have enough time to get through all the rest of the questions. I know that this has been a little bit crazy, a little bit fast, a little bit sporadic. I know that some of you in the comment section on my YouTube comments were saying like, oh, the last webcast was a little bit too fast, you didn't spend a lot of time with the cats, but here's the thing, I'm also in a bit of a time crunch because we're taking the boys, the BBs, over to the vet to get some of their joints looked at because they've been kind of walking a little bit funny. So I have to help Heidi get them loaded up into the van here in a little bit. So I gotta kind of get this thing done. Hi, Jezebel, how are you? Okay. At Denny Boo, I see your name on a lot of stuff. You always comment and follow, so thank you for that. Why isn't Care accepting more big cats? And which of the babies is the most aggressive one? How do you know that Care isn't accepting more big cats or isn't going to eventually accept more big cats? As of right now, we're just at capacity. We just don't have the ability to accommodate new additions, and we're not going to, you know, try to just, you know, jam cats together and be like, hey, good luck. So that's always a possibility for the future. But right now we're full. So that's the big one. As far as the babies, which one's probably Zubiri. Morale's a little bit more of like a scaredy cat, a little bit of a sweetheart. The small cats, cougars, leopards, and Milo are separate from each other. Would they hurt each other if together? Yeah, they would. Actually, at Deborah 51 Eden. That's one of the main reasons why Arctic actually is as kind of messed up as he is because hold on. Someone was yelling. Okay. But actually, it was because more than likely Milo had hurt Arctic years ago. So, yeah. Okay, another one from Denny Boo. What about, what has been the most dangerous moment with the cats? You mentioned something about Polly once. Details, please. There was a moment where, again, I don't have much time to tell this story, and I wish I could tell it with a little bit more justice. But it was the whole thing about, like, being told... There's a difference between being told that cats are strong, that tigers and lions are strong, and then actually experiencing the fact that tigers and lions are strong. And I had my first real experience with that with Polly over there. Polly, Papa. Papa. And what had happened was I was giving him some affection up on the fence, and he didn't really particularly care for it. And he lunged at the fence, and I actually felt, because see how the fences, they kind of bow? I felt his full force as I was up against the fence. Yeah, I'll be right there. So that was one of the things. Yeah, Heidi needs me. She's calling. Okay. Can I come visit Care to talk about your plans and what we want to do, how to best accomplish our goals? At Shizzy H35. Yes, sure, you can. At Mel Imsa. If you could go anywhere in the world, Derek, where would you go? I don't know. I kind of like it here. Are you pooping? At Rye Animal 34, which cat do you have the closest relationship to? Again, that's going to be Mawali. At Sierra Mead, is it possible that you can take care of bobcats as well? Sure, it's possible that we can take care of bobcats. If they're cats, we can take care of them. So it's possible. It's just, you know, our main expertise was with the big ones. So that's, you know. And we actually kind of have had discussions about getting smaller-ish cats. How's Mr. Crazy Pants doing? At Tildy, we already answered that. How old is your oldest cat? That's going to be Miss Serena, and she's about 19 years old. At Ann, 2012. Ashley, do you and Heidi have any kids? At Oh My Lanta 08, yes we do. We have 3. And funniest thing, blah, 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 Dora the Explorer. You realize that there's 11 hours of walk around the compound on YouTube. There's a couple more questions, but I really don't have any more time. Thank you everyone so much. 50 webcasts. It's been growing. It's been an amazing ride, but I do have to go and take care of the BBs now, so I hope that you all enjoyed this one, even though it was kind of crazy. All right, take care. Bye-bye.
And now the webcast will switch gears. Yeah.
What?
Salicata. I thought it was going to be salamander, but that wasn't it. Like a cuttlefish. We can.
Is Allie taking
All right, have a good night.
Yeah. Allie, do you have a carrier, or do you still need one?
Back in. And back home. Just got the BBs back from the vet. Gonna just, try to finish the rest of the questions really quick. They had to get medicine reversed, so they're still a little bit groggy. So I'm trying to kind of keep the tone down a little bit. Let's see. Lauren Lee 14. What's the funniest thing that has happened between you and someone from the Pride, via Twitter or in person? It's, I guess, like being covered in blood. And then people that drive here and they're like, I just drove 20 hours to meet you. And then I'm kind of covered in blood, so that's kind of funny. Let's see. No. Stacy Lou Hoot, is Dora the Explorer still the cartoon of choice for the BBs? Does Ace watch it too? I don't think Ace likes to watch anything except maybe like C-SPAN. No, like if it's like kids cartoons, like it's really simplistic and colorful, then the cats, they just like it. It's just something that they respond to. R_Tegan, do you realize there's 11 hours of walk around the compound on YouTube? That's a lot. I kind of made a list. Wow, that's crazy. I've babbled for a long time, I guess. At E-Town, how is it determined which cats get roommates? Example, Solano's profile says he has issues with personal space. What about the others? Now, basically, it's, they usually get put together from when they're young. It's easier to put cats together when they're young. Like Noe and Wally were introduced to each other when they were babies. And they were able to then grow up with each other. And most of the other cats who are in multiple cat enclosures, they were with each other from a very young age. So that's definitely something. Okay, Stacy_Jane X, can you make a Lucas style joke vest/singlet? I'd love to see that big guy on something. Like a singlet, like wrestling singlet? That's kind of weird. I used to wrestle. I used to wrestle in high school. Used to wear singlets. Showed off the glutes. At Stephanie Maggio, have you ever let Arctic roam free in the vet center or the welcome center? He seems pretty docile. Honestly, out of all the cats, that we have, he'd probably be the one who would cause the least amount of, problems. But here's the thing, with that mindset, just me even suggesting that is also then, like it's like a loosening of your guard, and not necessarily taking things, like, oh, well, maybe, and then, the maybes turn into, well, could they, and then plans, and then all of a sudden we're doing stuff, and then all of a sudden things happen that are bad. But Arctic, like, because he's so spacey, and he just doesn't seem there, and he's just kind of staring off and everything, but then he has these moments of lucidity where he, like, snaps back into play, and he sees things, and he's trying to snap at things and bite stuff, and it's, like, he's still a leopard, and it's like, it's easy to forget that with him, because, like, he appears a certain way, At Thumbs the Gamer, Michael Fitzberger, this guy's been following me for a long time. Which cat was last brought into the compound from outside? That would be Mawali, actually. Yeah, he was the last one that was brought in from external sources. Before that, it was Tabula. And before that, it was a long time before we had brought any cats, because it must have been like Fire Melita at that point. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, that sounds about right. At Marina Curie, Mariner, what's the story behind Kanapali U and the fence? You mentioned it in your first or second webcast. I did talk about that, but I guess to elaborate a little bit further. And again, the idea that being told that big cats are strong and that big cats are dangerous, and then actually feeling it, are two very, very different experiences. And for a very split second, Kanapali went from being very happy and peaceful and serene and docile to lunging at the fence in a literal murderous rage. And I was pressing my body weight up on the fence, and he ejected me back, and he bellowed this big roar, this gigantic roar, and it shook all the way through me, and it was just like a meat-covered freight train had hit. It's hard to describe, and it's one of those kind of things where, I had never before in my life experienced anything quite that powerful, like another living thing that was able to just completely and absolutely dominate me, and that was very humbling. It sent me flying back, a good number of feet. It was really humbling. It was terrifying, like, as it immediately happened. And then literally, like, 10 minutes later, within 10 minutes, he was just fine. Nothing. So, yeah. Okay, so that's the last of the questions that I had printed out. Now to talk a little bit about the boys. Zubiri checked out fine. We took him in. We had to sedate him, got him X-rayed, stuff like that. Zubiri checked out fine. Now Orali, he's been limping. He's been not moving properly, and Dr. Bill found through the X-rays that he's got some bone growth that's actually happening in between some of his spinal discs, or so it seems. And it's causing some pressure to be occurring on his nerves. So, yeah, just found that out. We have to, look further at some of the images, and we're going to have to, keep the boys from climbing on things, and then, yeah. Bless you, Puppets. Bless you. We got to keep the boys from, keep their movements restricted. But yeah, this really kind of stinks. But Heidi, she is thinking that It does somewhat mimic some of the issues that Samson had when he was a cub. At this moment, my phone and my phone's memory card became completely full. Okay. Anyway, what I was saying before my phone rudely decided to run out of data, not data, but storage, once again. I transferred all the files. I just said, just screw it, and I put everything on the computer now, so everything's free. I can finish this thing for once and for all. Oh, hello, Richard Parker. This is very nice. What if I were to do it like this? What if I were to, like, finish the webcast? Much of this kind of, like, you know, very posh. Yes, I just need to be standing in front of a fireplace. It's very regal and elegant. But what Heidi was thinking was that, you know, orally, some of the things that he's exhibiting, some of the symptoms that he's exhibiting, it's similar to some of the things that Samson went through as a cub. And that was a result of, you know, some like potentially genetic-based vitamin deficiencies that had to be, you know, remedied. But it's too early to know any of that stuff right now. All we know is that there's some things that are happening in his spine, and we've really got to make sure that we restrict his movement and make sure that the boys aren't going to be, you know, hurting each other, that they're not climbing on things and stuff like that. And then as we know more information, we're going to, you know, develop more treatment type plans. Yeah, so, you know, 50 webcasts, and then ending it on kind of a, what are you doing? Oh my gosh, you're being bad. You are being a stink. Look at your big face. Look at your big eyes. Anyway, yeah, compound, walk around, 50, it's crazy. That done 50 so far already. I, you know, want to keep on doing more. You know, I can't wait to see what the next 50 are going to be like. And I hope that you folks come along the ride, you know, for the ride. And I appreciate the fact that you have so far. I mean, it's growing, you know, and we're doing stuff, and things are happening, and there's excitement, there's buzz that goes on, and I can't wait to see, you know, what's going to happen, how the community, yes, the BigCatDerek community, how it grows. But you guys are, you know, you're a part of my life now, and I'm very thankful for that. And it's this weird horde, this mob of just internet people that I throw cat pictures and videos at. Yes, feed us more. We desire more. Richard Parker's back there making things kind of creepy. Hey, look at you. You're a good-looking guy. Hi. Yeah. It's my head. Sniff my head. I think that was one of the questions too, asking if I had a tasty head. Yes, I do. For some reason, dogs, like Noe Wally, the boys now, they love like licking on my forehead. They do it obsessively. They don't do it with other people. They just, I don't know if it's like something in my sweat or something like that. You know, just my forehead too. But they'll just sit there and they'll hold and they just lick and lick and lick and lick and lick, and it's too prevalent to not be a thing. So I don't know what that's all about, but I guess that's probably a good place to end the webcast, because this has gone on for a long time. And it's walk around the compound. It's not, you know, I'm in my dining room now. So, yeah. Christmassy. Oh, it's festive. Yay, lights. Yay, fun stuff. Anyway, I love you folks. You're awesome. And thank you for supporting. Support the support. It's late. I gotta start editing. I gotta turn into Editor Derek. I'll talk to you later, alright? Till next time.